Now, you have had some views here, some very prescient views on markets. And earlier this year, when the market was in the doldrums of immediate post-COVID, you came out with a prognosis for the S&P 500 of 4,000. And you've been using this word melt up for what you've been describing as would happen, which at the time seemed outlandish. But indeed, if we look back at the rally in the late spring and summer, that is very much what happened. The target of the S&P of 4,000 on the S&P didn't quite get there yet. But with all that in mind, I thought it would be great if you could update us on your views of this, of the melt up, of the markets, and where you see things as they currently stand.
In fairness, I had been calling for a melt up even before the March sell-off, so I was a little taken by surprise by the sell-off, the magnitude of the sell-off. I expected a 10% pullback from the highs of February, and we obviously got 30% plus. But I took a look at the work and said, no, this is not. This does not take away the melt-up scenario. In fact, this is kind of a fake-out sell-off, and yes, we penetrate some trend lines, et cetera, but I do think we're going to regroup, and we'll see the melt-up later this year. And that's essentially what I think we are getting. And believe it or not, I still don't think we're in the melt-up phase. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride from March. Certainly surprised the vast majority of people, vast majority of investors and pundits. But I think the melt-up is still ahead of us. I describe the melt-up as that parabolic phase. And although you can look at it, if you pull back, you can look and see a parabolic here. I think the steepest part of that rally is still ahead of us between now and the end of the year. A lot of it, I think, between now and election, believe it or not. So I'm still looking for, and I actually been using since March, a 4,200 to 4,500 number for the S&P. I think the NASDAQ could get 15,000. And I still believe those numbers. We've been through a bit of a rocky period here in September. And frankly, kind of up and down through the summer and into September. So I think we've consolidated a lot of the gains from March, and I think we're poised for the next leg up, which I think will be the final leg or the final move into a secular top.